Hi there friends, once again welcome to Late Night Show year 2012, and of course here on sambotimes.com we are always here to serve you and bring the news and information to your doorstep. And friends, would like to say this time we welcome all of you. For our guest tonight, I know you are eager to have a very talented guy, and I know this is something that we have to look forward to. And I'm glad that this guy, who will be our guest tonight, is, for the past years has been a dedicated public servant. A public servant who came to this region and left his mark, his footsteps in the sand. He had a sterling performance which everyone could emulate, especially upgrading the basic services of government through his department. His leadership is unquestionable. His managerial qualities is unequivocal. And he has an inner potential that he acquired, not only from the womb of his parents. Our guest tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is not new to us because he had his debut with us the past year. And he is, I suppose, very known to you, an interesting guy, an enjoyable guy to be, because he is enjoyable in this person. He is indeed enjoyable, and he has that mental qualities, including the physical qualities. So, without much ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the one who gave himself his time and effort for the labor and employment sector in Western Mindanao. Let's welcome, ladies and gentlemen, our very own, the Regional Director of the Department of Labor and Employment, no less than Director Concepcion. Good
evening.
Good evening. Welcome to our show. Good evening too. Well, friends, I know Director Ligutum here is not new to us, as I've said. This guy doesn't run out of time. Although I suppose he's leaving us. Not for good, but for a higher responsibility awaiting him. But anyway, the thing that I would like to ask our good director here is that for the past 2 years and 5 months,
3 years and
5 months, you have been doing all this day in, day out, director, and now, as the bell says, bang, time's up. During this teaching. So tell me exactly, how did you find those 3 and 5 months, 3 solid years and 5 months?
It was really a very fulfilling and productive engagement with the people of Zamboanga Peninsula and the people of Isabela.
So Zamboanga Peninsula and Isabela, it's called the region now.
Yes.
And you had how many provinces under your care?
3 provinces and 2 cities. But it's a very big region.
So I suppose we are here to look back and see when you started it all. You started from this city of Zamboanga, and you connected yourself to other parts of the region. And I suppose, do you find it satisfactory?
Well, it might be self-serving burn, but it should not be less than very satisfactory.
Okay.
If there is such thing as outstanding performance, I would like to call it as an outstanding stint in Region 9.
Okay. So there are many aspects of the Department of Labor issue. I think we can
discuss it one after the other. Unemployment, for example, how to fare? Have we somehow moved forward and improved the lives of our people?
Definitely more than the vision and mission of the Department of Labor and Employment. And as a manager, as a father of the region, I need to be also personnel manager of the people that I work with, and I have to network with the people that I work for. And the basic and the foremost in our work is in the area of employment. It could be in promoting employment, maintaining industrial peace, and ensuring that the workers are given their due.
Have we really maintained the industrial peace that you are saying?
I am very proud to say, Bern, that walang strike, walang notice of strike, walang lockout for the last 3 years and 5 months. But I think more than that, my predecessor was also able to maintain that kind of atmosphere. But I would like to say that we have enhanced the relationship between labor and management because our tripartite industrial peace council, we are revived and are able to actively participate in our activities. And the last 2 wage orders that I had with the wage board are all unanimous decisions. I would like to believe that in some previous decisions, there were oppositions and there were disagreements among the members of the board. But I'm happy to inform you that the last 2 wage orders, the decisions were made unanimously.
And it was during your time that there were no strikes?
Wala strike. There was a problem in Pulawan involving the workers.
Pulawan is Zamboanga del Norte.
Zamboanga del Norte. But it was resolved before it ripened into a strike. So, wala talagang nangyaring problema.
Okay. So, we are counting time.
Last 2 minutes kung sa basketball pa ba?
Counting time, last
2 minutes kung basketball pa.
few minutes kung basketball, pero last few days for the real public servant. Sir, you went around and I think your main objective there is to motivate our people, our personnel all over the region. Tell me, when did you start moving around?
Actually, my life for the last 3 years and 5 months was a life on vehicle. It was a life on travel. It was a life on the road.
Yeah.
I've been traveling around, of course, promoting the programs, monitoring programs, establishing network, and trying to look at the way how people are doing and the welfare of the workers also, including the facilities of the office and our partnership with our stakeholders.
So you started moving around for this few days.
When I received the order from the secretary, actually I wanted to make a joke, Bern, that before ang impeachment, inunahan ko na, alis na lang ako rito. But actually, it was a decision of management to transfer directors and assistant directors. In fact, ERD Sinti will be moving to Cotabato, and I will be transferring to Region 6.
Okay, so...
And after that order, I received that order in December, I decided to move around, to say thank you to people that have been very instrumental in the performance of our work. Say thank you to our staff, say thank you to our partners. At the same time, we also implemented the programs, and it was also partly a way of seeing and bidding farewell to all our partners.
I know the response would be, thanks also for the job well done.
Of course, I'd like to believe that it was a work well done, but it was not purely mine because it's a collective action by our staff, the able staff of Region 9, and the able participation and partnership of the local government officials, the other national government agencies, the non-government organizations, and the people that we serve, association of workers, of fisher folks, of farmers, the youth, and also an active involvement of our intermediaries, like the PESO, the Public Employment Service Offices, the guidance counselors, the network of occupational safety and health practitioners, the network of recruiters, union officers, and media, of course, partners, because media is a major component of my work. In fact, the last few days, last 2 minutes, I'm with you, bro.
Really? So, Director, to capsulize everything, to sum up all these years, 3 years and 5 months is something that I believe that you have left behind your mark and your footprints. So, tell me exactly, maybe a year-end report of how we failed in doing our mission. Yes.
I hope it's not footprints on the sun.
Yeah.
Na pwedeng ibandas sa mga balot.
Pagdagan pa mawala.
But while waiting for you, engraved on
in concrete.
tinis nga ba to? Actually, I have jotted some notes while waiting for you, Bern. I jotted some notes.
Okay.
As I tried to recall and reminisce the past.
To share that note.
The past 3 years. And
this is something that
yes.
I think people would want to know.
I'd like to enumerate some of the things that I remember that were kept in my mind and in my heart. First, I think we were able to enhance the image and the trust of the people that we work with in the office of the Department of Labor and Employment. We were able to get the support of our local leaders, of our businessmen and our workers,
The LGOs.
the local government units, the local chief executives. While, of course, there were some problems along the way, but that's the kind of life that we live. We do not always agree with each other, but we manage to be amiable and to be friendly to the things that we do not agree.
To the last minute.
To the last minute in the name of service. So number 2, I would like to believe that the office and the people that I work with, the staff of the Department of Labor, have become more professional in our work in terms of the quality of, and the kind of delivery that we did in the service to our people. Like, simple example is that hindi na nag-iisip yung mga tao minsan na 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning, in the evening. Well, possibly earlier, 5 o'clock, uwi na sila. But at around 6 or 7 in the evening, this time find people working in our office. And even Saturdays and Sundays, you'll find people who are doing overtime work. So, I'm happy about that because this is more, I think, than some of the things that we have done which are concrete things like infrastructure. But I think the change in terms of perspective of people about governance is one of the things that I would be very proud of. And we were able to come up with several creative projects trying to enhance convergence among stakeholders and trying to allow people to mainstream with our program so that they were not purely ours, but it was a collective undertaking between the governors and the governed. While government people are the governors, while our public are the governed, there was a good partnership, meeting of the minds. Okay. And I'm happy to note also that we were able to form a very strong network of intermediaries, of partners. We're able to deliver the projects, livelihood projects. In fact, I would like to believe that we have released about more than 30 million of livelihood projects. about 40 million. 40 million of livelihood projects and more than 40 million of funds for the special program for the employment of students.
And this has somehow changed the landscape.
I would like to believe, I hope that we have a thorough evaluation of the impact of what we have done. But as we see it, I think it can be seen in the faces of the people that we serve. The smiles and the pat on our shoulders would like to remind us that at least we have done our best, even if our best possibly was not good enough. And I'm happy also to inform the public, Bern, that the last 3 years, the department was able, the regional office was able to produce 3 outstanding staff nationwide. In the implementation of programs, specifically NARS program, and in the improvement of the systems that we have in the department. Because we have developed NARS assigned in rural areas. Yes. And we also were able to come up with systems and procedures, IT-based system that facilitated our work. And in fact, the awardee for this year was awarded for several programs that we have developed in terms of monitoring projects, in terms of monitoring of our inspection program, the financial management system, the downloading of financial support to our provincial offices, and we have done very good devolution in terms of decision making and implementation of the programs to our generals in the field. And I would like to believe that the data and the figure would tell us that we're able to make good in terms of conduct of inspection, monitoring the compliance of labor standards, and in the activity of resolving issues and problems concerning problems within labor and management.
And in terms of enforcement?
The enforcement, we have about 70% compliance rate. And walang problema tayo sa labor masyado, Bern.
And we were able to find cases
yung mga employers that were not able to religiously follow the labor standards, we were able to issue order, and without force, without the writ of execution, they complied with our order. So, napakaganda ang nangyayari sa buhay namin dito.
What happened to the cases that were filed against those who violated the labor laws?
We usually do it in a manner that it should be win-win ang mangyayari. Mayroon tayong sinasabing tinatawag na programa UNSENA, Single Entry Approach, that all the complainants or complainants may visit any of our offices, and instead of forwarding and converting these complaints into cases, we do conciliation. And majority, 99% of the complaints brought to our offices in the field and the regional office were resolved through conciliation.
Because these are doable.
Oh, doable. Win-win ang mga labas yan, because the workers will be happy, the employers will be happy. Because if you bring or convert that into a case and bring these cases into a RC, it was very costly to both parties. At the same time,
to us,
it will become an irritant still, because there will be losers and there will be winners. But in conciliation, all will be winners.
Very nice. And that kind of approach is really working. And it is tested.
Even before, I think, we conceptualized the idea of ASENA, that is the way how people work, even in communities. That before bringing our concerns to the authorities, people would discuss among themselves. Katarungan pambarangay is an old concept, and that is the way we do it also in the Department of Labor. We resolve the problems within the workplace level, rather than bringing this into the bar of justice.
As of the moment, may I ask you, Director Dibuton, you are now leading this portal, and what is that you have ambition to accomplish that
somehow you were not able to achieve. Very honest.
Napakagandang tanong ngayon, Bern. Meron nga sinasabi that, and in fact, I said this to one of the despedidas I had for the last few days. I am not sad about the things that I have done. I don't have even regrets of the things that I have said that hurt some people along the way. Because ganun talaga ang trabaho. We will not always agree, but as a responsibility of management, I have to make decisions that will not make all people happy. But I like to believe that I would rather be right than popular. But marami pa rin mga bagay na dapat mangyari na hindi ko nagawa. So, we can never be complete. We can never be like syndrome. Kasi ang syndrome, complete yan.
Perfect.
Perfect. Panginoon lang ang perfecto. And we can always have dreams, but the dreams have to be also become the dreams of people that we work with. So, the attainment of these dreams will not be very easy. In the area of productivity, I think we need to do more. In fact, yesterday we had a despedida at the Wings Board.
You will say that, tell our public about productivity when we pause for a break. I would like to ask you, ladies and gentlemen, be with us, stay with us, stick with us, and more of Director Lito Guligoto in the second portion.
Thank you, Bern.